I bow and I prostrate, and then I sit for the first tashahud. So when I rise up from the second sujood to sit for my first tashahud, I'm in the position of iftirash. I sit on my left foot with my right foot erect, with my toes pointing to the qibla. And I begin to say at-tahiyyat, which is mandatory. Now, my left hand is on my knee and thigh in here. My right hand has two positions. The first position is to grab the two pinky and the one next to it finger, to attach the middle finger with the thumb, doing a circle like this, and to point with my index finger like this. This is position one, which the sunnah came with. The second position is to make a fist with all four fingers, pointing only with the index finger. So, either this or this. Now, what do I do with the index finger? The sunnah, as in the hadith of Wa'il ibn Hujr, the Prophet, whenever he sat alayhi salatu wasalam for tashahud, he used to point his index finger, moving it, making dua with it. So the sunnah is to point it like this, shake it in its position, not circling like some people do, and not going up and down like people do, rather than pointing it and moving it. There is another hadith which is not as strong, not as authentic, which was narrated by Abdullah ibn Zubayr, may Allah be pleased with him and with his father, that the Prophet used to point and does not move. But the most authentic opinion is the hadith of Wa'il ibn Hujr, that he used to move it throughout. So when do we stop, Shaykh? You begin by saying, التحيات لله والصلوات والطيبات السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله, with different variations of this tashahud. And I'm moving my finger. Point out that I can say either one, the hadith of Umar or the hadith of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabi. This is Ibn Umar, this is Umar ibn Khattab and others. Or I can say that what Abdullah ibn Mas'ud used to say, which is in Sahih al-Bukhari, Assalamu ala nabi wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And he said that we used to say at the time of the Prophet, when he was alive, Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabi. But after he died, we used to say, Assalamu ala nabi wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So I can say either one. Now this is the first tashahud. Do I offer salutation afterwards by saying, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad? No. The most authentic opinion is that this is the sunnah. Imam Shafi'i said that if you add salutation upon the Prophet in the first tashahud, this is recommended. And the vast majority of scholars say this is okay, but it is not per the sunnah. So you stop at وَأَنَّ مُحَمَّدًا عَبْدُهُ وَرَسُولُهُ. Now, then you go and stand up for tashahud, your third rak'ah. In Fajr, I continue. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad, and I point out my finger throughout until I offer salam. If I'm in Maghrib or Dhuhr, Asr or Isha, I stand up for the third rak'ah. I continue the third rak'ah, the fourth rak'ah, and then I sit for the last tashahud. In the last tashahud, which is in a prayer that has two tashahud, the first one and the last one, I sit in the position known as tawarruk. And tawarruk means that I sit on the hip, the wirk, and I sit on my left buttock. This is called tawarruk. And I erect my right foot as usual. But my left foot, which I used to sit on, now comes underneath my right leg. So this is called tawarruk. The Prophet used to do this in the third rak'ah in Maghrib and in the fourth rak'ah of Dhuhr, Asr and Isha. Now, I place my left hand over my knee with it. And sometimes it's erect so that I can lean on it, because I can see that my hip and my side is a bit tilted because of this way of sitting. And my hand is on my thigh, pointing my finger, and I'm looking, and this is something important. When I sit for tashahud, where the hadith, the authentic hadith states the Prophet used to look at his index finger. So I should keep my sight through tashahud while wiggling it or moving it in its position, shaking it. And this is the sunnah. Some scholars say you can also look at the position of your prostration, but the hadith proves that this is doing it, and that is looking at your. I recite صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد till the end. And then it is recommended to say or seek refuge in Allah from the four things. اللهم نعوذ بك من عذاب جهنم وعذاب القبر من فتنة المحيا والممات من فتنة المسيح الدجال. And then I can ask whatever I want. Same as sujood, because this is a place where the Prophet told us alayhi salatu wasalam, that you should select whatever you want from dua in this position. So I ask for Allah's forgiveness, I ask for Allah's provision, I ask for Allah's health, to guidance, etc. And then recommended to conclude before salam by saying, Allah ala dhikrika wa shukrika wa husni ibadatik. This dua of Mu'adh ibn Jabal, some say it's before salam, others say it's after salam. I'm inclined to say it before salam because this is the time of dua. And then I offer salam. And how do I offer salam? I say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. If you notice, I did not pause. I did not say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. It's not this way. And it's wrong to say it. People say, Assalamu alaikum and then turn. No, it should be simultaneous. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And the sunnah is to make those behind you see your cheek. So you don't say, do this. So they see your cheek, as they reported it in the companions. We used to see the whiteness of his cheek, alayhi salatu salam, to the right and to the left. Among the common mistakes, your hands. In the tashahud, after you finish, people usually do this. What is this? It's a sign that they have concluded. Who are you signing this for? So while in the tashahud, they finish the tashahud and the imam is still praying. So they say, Allahumma inni ala dhikrika wa shukrika wa husni ibadatik. By the way, guys, I'm finished. Some of them in salam, they would say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. As if they're giving right indicator, left indicator, they're driving. I think it's part of driving lessons. No, it's wrong. You don't have to do this. You're not turning right or left. So doing this is prohibited. The Prophet saw the companions moving their hands while in prayer, and he said, do not do this like the tails of wild horses. You know, the tail of the wild horse is always wiggling and upright. And the Prophet prohibited them from saying this. And it is important to learn how to pray according to the sunnah. And that you're doing this for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal.